Welcome to Rajiv Gandhi Ias Academy. I am Ramraj, Joint Director, retired. Present in this video on behalf of Rajiv Gandhi Ias Academy, Chennai. In this title, we have to know three important things regarding wetlands. First one is why it is called Ramsar Convention. Second thing is what is Montauk's record. And the third one is why wetlands are important and why should we preserve that wetlands. So these are the things that we have to learn today. See this is the definition for wetlands. Those areas that are inundated or saturated by surface or groundwater at a frequency and duration sufficient to support and that under normal circumstances do support a prevalence of vegetation typically adapted for the life in saturated soil conditions. Wetlands generally include swamps, marshes, bogs and similar areas. This is one definition for the wetlands. So for that I have given you a diagram. This is a type of wetland wherein see the water gets stagnated and see the vegetation on either side. So this is a typical wetland. This is another type of wetland where you can see the trees. So this is about world wetlands. So this is the extent of world wetlands or the distribution of world wetlands. Except Antarctica, you have wetlands all over the world. Now the world is taking extreme steps to save the wetlands because about 30% of the wetlands have already gone because of human activity, and preserving the wetland is more important because the earth is facing global warming. It plays an important role in absorbing the CO2, therefore we need to take care to preserve these lands. Wetlands, where is the biome? Every continent except Antarctica, biome here refers to the vegetation that is being grown or grow in stagnant water areas, that is called biome. Where you see this every continent except Antarctica. Bog, swamp, pond. Description: soil is saturated with water all the year. Best example is the mangroves. The mangroves grows in areas where water gets stagnated throughout the year. Soil is nutrient rich. Why we are particular about this term is unless river water brings enough amount of nutrition to the mangroves and other plants that are surviving along the coastal areas, they cannot grow easily. Therefore, nutrition is more important. Bringing the nutrition through rivers are more important. So, wetland is considered as a separate ecosystem because of the following reasons. It is marine and freshwater ecosystem. For example, marine means it is along the river mouth. The best example is Sundarban. Freshwater means Loktak Lake, Manipur. So this is a freshwater lake, also called floating lake, peculiar to the whole world. So hydrology and waterlogging. The ecosystem is hydrology, water gets stagnated throughout the year. Soils flooded are part of the year. Why flooding is important? Because flooding brings enough nutrients. Vegetation travel to low O2. That's more important. Even if oxygen level is low in the water, this vegetation can grow. Best example is mangroves. Low in O2, high in H2O. So more water should be there, and even if the action amount is less in the water, it can grow. This is wetland as an ecosystem. Again, what has happened to the wetland all over the world? This is about that. Human intrusion has caused many wetlands to disappear. In the past 100 years, up to 70% of the wetlands, the lower Fraser Valley have been lost. This is about the area. So that other gives a particular area where the wetlands have gone. Wetlands are a special ecosystem that contain completely waterlogged soil for long periods of time. Wetlands contain high biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to number of species found in an area. So that variety is more in wetlands than in other areas. Therefore, it is more important. And also filter many impurities out of the water. Because they hold large amount of water, they can help prevent flooding. So that is why we say that all along the coast of Madras, there were number of lakes. When the lakes were alive, when the lakes were without encroachment, then flooding was not a big problem in Chennai. Now, all these swampy lands have gone. That is why flooding is a major problem now. Why should we conserve the wetlands? Wetland conservation is aimed at protecting and preserving areas where water exists or near the surface, such as swamps, marshes, bogs. Wetlands cover at least 6% of their surface and have become a focal issue for conservation due to the ecosystem services they provide. Kindly note, ecosystem service refers to the services that are provided by the vegetation to the human being. This is called ecosystem services. The best example is vegetation provides oxygen to the mankind so that we are breathing. More than 3 billion people, around half of the world population, more than 3 billion people, that is 300 crores of population, obtain their basic water needs from the inland freshwater wetlands. So this is a major source of drinking water in areas where there is less rainfall. Water gets stagnated in the ponds and lakes, and the recharge wells, from the wells are getting water. Therefore, inland water bodies are much more important, especially in the Deccan area where below the ground you have only rocky surface. Therefore, we depend mostly on lakes and ponds for drinking water. The same number of people rely on rice as their staple food. That is, 300 crores of people in the world eat only the rice. The problem is that rice grows in areas where water gets stagnated either naturally or artificially. So naturally water gets stagnated in Calcutta area, West Bengal area. Therefore, during Kharif season, they plant rice. The same thing with the Airavati Valley, where naturally the water gets stagnated. They sow the paddy and harvest it. If there is no natural water stagnation at a particular place for cultivation, then these people they create artificial wetlands. That means paddy fields are artificial wetlands, and they support a variety of vegetation and also a variety of animals. Need to conserve wetlands. The wetlands, lakes, estuary, river floodplains, mangroves, coral reef, and other related ecosystem. So the entire species commonly called wetlands. One is related to the other. If you disturb any one of those things, other things will get disturbed. For example, if seawater contains more amount of carbon dioxide, naturally that will affect the growth of corals. Their color will become brown from white. Then all other things will get spoiled. Sea grasses, again they get spoiled because the amount of oxygen available in the sea is less. Therefore, this is almost a chain. If one gets affected, the other things will get affected. It means if flood water comes with more impurities, naturally the system would get spoiled. The best example is Ganges River. It brings more impurities, therefore the animals, water animals found in the Ganges slowly disappear. Wetlands are shallow water bodies in which water keeps up for most part of the year and recedes below the surface level during the dry season. Biotic community, that is the community plant and animal community that depends on this ecosystem, that is water body, undergoes changes from aquatic to marsh mesophytic types in space and time. These are complex hydrological and biochemical systems and have been recognized as distinctly separate ecosystem between the terrestrial and aquatic ones.